Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru, Covington Alsina, and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Yesterday, it was glorious outside, and I feel that I need to take full responsibility for bringing that Portland weather back to Baltimore with me. All right, now it is your Boomer Trivia time. What actor-director gave Tom Waits his first of his 25 screen appearances? Was it Sylvester Stallone, Clint Eastwood, Woody Allen, or Robert Redford? Mull that over for a bit, and we're going to have that answer for you in a few, but right now we have a bunch of news, so let's get into it, shall we? The city of Annapolis has now gone more than a full year without a homicide, reaching 380 consecutive days as of today. The last homicide in the city occurred on July 6th in 2025 when a 23-year-old man was fatally shot on Benz Drive. The milestone represents a significant improvement over recent years. Annapolis recorded 9 homicide victims in 23, 3 in 24, 4 in 25, with the 25 numbers still considered preliminary. City officials and community advocates say that the progress reflects police work, neighborhood involvement, youth programs, and violence prevention efforts such as the No Harm Initiative. Violent crime has not disappeared, but more than a year without another family losing someone to homicide is certainly news worth recognizing and celebrating. Also of note, the shootings, those that hit and those that miss, are all drastically down in 2026 since Mayor Littman has been in office. Well done, Annapolis, and a tip of the hat, a big tip of the hat, and a thank you to our very own APD. A few more details from a story we reported yesterday. The Anne Arundel County Police are investigating a fatal shooting on Saturday night in Odenton, the county's 5th homicide of 2026. Officers responded around 8:50 p.m. to the 500 block of Williamsburg Lane and found an unresponsive male on the sidewalk suffering from gunshot wounds to his head. He was pronounced dead at the scene a short time after they arrived. Police believe a verbal and physical altercation outside of a residence led to the shooting and said that the incident appears to have been domestic-related and isolated to that home. The victim's identity has not been released, and anyone with information should contact the County Police Homicide Unit at 410-222-4731 or anonymous for a tip line at 410-222-4700. Divers, drones, and search dogs are continuing to look for a missing boater who disappeared Sunday afternoon in Rock Creek up in Pasadena. Maryland Natural Resources Police said the man jumped from a pontoon boat to retrieve a hat that had fallen into the water. He was not wearing a life jacket and did not resurface. The search shifted to a recovery operation yesterday morning. Crews from several agencies are using boats, divers, side scan sonar, aerial drones, and Chesapeake search dogs to search the area. The Anne Arundel and Baltimore County Fire Departments, Maryland State Police, and the Coast Guard, as well as the Natural Resources Police, all responded on Sunday, with the search continuing until darkness made driving unsafe. It's a sad reminder about how vital life preservers are. Let's be real. They are no longer the big, bulky orange things of yesterday. They are slim suspenders, vests, or even belts. Nitro Circus is returning to Annapolis on Sunday, August 23rd, bringing its 2026 tour to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. The action sports show, co-founded by local residents Travis Pastrana, will feature more than 100 stunts performed by 20 athletes in freestyle motocross, BMX, skateboarding, scooters, and several categories that probably began with someone saying, you know, this sounds like a fun idea. Planned highlights do include a 75-foot motorcycle backflip through a wall of fire, a death dive from the massive Giganta ramp, snowmobile stunts, and the return of oversized flying contraptions, including a couch, a kayak, and even a horse. Tickets are on sale through nitrocircus.com, and it is likely to sell out, so go get them now. Speaking of tickets, today is Ticket Tuesday at Ram's Head on Stage, and I have a pair of great seats to see both Bilal on the 28th and John Karabi and Friends on the 29th. If you'd like a pair, get in touch with me. Let me know which show, and you may be on your way. Also, you want to be sure to check out ramsheadonstage.com. There is a lot of really good stuff coming up. And by now, you know the drill. Please let your friends, neighbors, and colleagues all know about our daily news recap email. It is free. It comes to your email inbox every night at 7 p.m. and will keep you up to speed on all of the top local news stories. Plus, it's paywall free, and I've got a link for you right here in the show notes. Okay, let's put this puppy to bed with a quick thank you to you, of course. And we'd also like to thank our sponsors for the Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Mac Medics, Covington Alsina, Third Eye Comics, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. As for that trivia question, I had zero ideas on this one, but it was Sylvester Stallone who gave him the part in 1978's Paradise Alley. All right, now that you have that useless nugget of information about Tom Waits, we have George Young and your local Anne Arundel County weather coming right up in about a minute, and then your History Minute from Historic Annapolis. So hang tight.
There are more than 500 pets in the care of the SPCA of Anne Arundel County that need good homes, and they have so much to offer the rest of us. At Annapolis Subaru, we are committed to helping the SPCA see that these animals stay safe and healthy. All year long, Annapolis Subaru partners with the SPCA to host pet adoption events, sponsor vaccination clinics, and community events. We feature pets on our weekly Canines and Crosstreks podcast. Our associates and our Subaru customers show up in packs at the Walk for the Animals and Lights on the Bay events. You can help our SPCA find loving homes for these pets. Volunteer, donate, foster, read a book, scratch some ears, or rub some bellies. Show up for the pets in the care of the SPCA of Anne Arundel County.
Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Hey everyone, this is George Young with your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief weather forecast for Tuesday, July 21st. Storms are likely today across the Annapolis region, and some storms, especially in the mid to late PM hours, could be severe with damaging winds, so plan accordingly and stay weather informed throughout the day, and be sure to keep an eye on the sky for changing conditions if out and about, as the storm threat will even possibly stretch into the overnight hours into Wednesday, with temperatures tomorrow in the mid to upper 80s, ahead of what will then be a very pleasant stretch of weather across the region Thursday through Sunday, with highs Thursday in the upper 70s to lower 80s, followed by low to mid 80s Friday, with the weekend then bringing more sunshine with highs in the mid 80s or so Saturday, followed by upper 80s to maybe lower 90s in spots on Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young for Eye on Annapolis Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net/weather for the latest conditions and forecast information for the Annapolis region, so you can always stay weather informed.
Have you ever thought, I think I'm okay, but you just want to know for sure? Covington Alsina is right here in Annapolis, helping women put a clear plan around their money, their goals, and their life. For over a decade, they've helped women turn uncertainty into clarity with practical guidance built around real life. Whether you're making a career move, planning for retirement, managing investments, or sorting through tax and estate planning, Covington Alsina helps you get organized and move forward with confidence. And if you'd like to learn before you leave, Covington Alsina hosts monthly educational events, virtual and in person. Learn more at covingtonalsina.com and click events, or call the Annapolis office at 410-457-7165. covingtonalsina.com, at the intersection of women and wealth. Advisory services offered through Covington Alsina, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves the risk of loss and unless otherwise stated is not guaranteed.
America 250 and Annapolis 250 celebrate our shared heritage. Historic Annapolis brings it to life one story at a time with this week's History Minute.
Hi, I'm Corey Ruth, Vice President of Communications at Historic Annapolis. This is your Historic Annapolis History Minute. I'm delighted to be here today with artist Kyle Conway. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So earlier this year, Historic Annapolis launched a public art competition calling for artists to submit original designs inspired by Annapolis's history and the spirit that continues to shape our community today. And Kyle's winning design wowed our judges and can now be seen full size on the billboard on Dock Street. Can you walk us through your background as an artist?
Sure. So my background is more graphic design, animation, website design, interactive displays, more digital art. But then lately I've been experimenting more with getting out and doing more mural painting, wildlife photography, just trying everything new. And that's where I found the post for billboard design. I was like, I could design a billboard, sure.
Speaking of that design, can you walk us through it a little bit and maybe talk to what inspired you to create that design?
Sure. A funny story, because when I first saw the post for the call to action of this contest, design the billboard, I initially just scrolled past it thinking, oh, I don't have time. I have so much else going on. I could focus on other things, and forgot about it for like a day and a half until a friend of mine reached out and said, hey, I saw this and I thought of you. You should do it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I should probably give this another shot. And that's what kind of inspired me to get moving on it. And so the original idea I had was to design sort of like a treasure map or like a scavenger hunt with all the museums and historic sites you have within walking distance of the billboard, to use that as sort of the starting point to see if I could find several pieces from each museum and find a way to design them in a way to make it more interactive and fun, to have people walk around Annapolis and see if you could find every little piece. But that got to be just a little bit too complex and a little too much. So I think the final design I went with was just more to focus on the eras of Annapolis, starting with, I guess, the colonial era and moving on to civil rights movement in the modern day, and designing that around sort of a ship's wheel and having the State House in the center of the wheel.
It was really cool. I think it's the type of design, too, that at first glance, you're like, oh, yeah, this is really awesome. And then the longer you look at it, the more bits that you see. And even the seemingly smaller, more minor elements, everything seems so intentional.
Yeah, that took a lot of refining just to go to each museum downtown to find a piece and decide, okay, do I want to include this one or this one, and really fine tune what I wanted to show. And so every little thing in there is intentional and it has a story behind it that kind of speaks to the history of the city.
So what are your goals for your next art project?
I just finished my first children's book. I call it Inside the Human Factor. Sort of like a magic school bus look inside the human body and describing what each thing does.
That's cool.
So I'm looking to get that into stores and on bookshelves soon, and then working on sequel ideas and just kind of spinning off from that. And it's been really fun, yeah.
And if people want to find out more about that and the billboard and other art, they can go to your website?
My website or my Instagram, it's Kyle Conway Art.
You can also find out more about Kyle's art, the billboard, and our other programs on our website, annapolis.org/billboard. Well, thank you very much, both for your design and for speaking with us here today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been fun.
So this has been your Historic Annapolis History Minute.
Third Eye Comics, the DMV's favorite nerd store, featuring comics, anime, toys, games, graphic novels, records, and so much more. Visit the famous Third Eye Superstore in Annapolis, Maryland, only 5 minutes from Annapolis Mall, or one of our great locations at Lexington Park, College Park, Waldorf, or Richmond, Virginia. You can also shop online at thirdeyecomics.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.